Aloha and welcome to Home Sweet Home Hawaii. My name's Chris Shomo, real estate agent and founder of Home Sweet Home Hawaii Real Estate, brokered by eXp Realty. I'm also a military relocation specialist, MRP certified, and today we're going to be talking about potential concerns and definite challenges of PCSing to Hawaii. If you've put Hawaii on your list of top choices for your next duty station, then this video is for you, and hopefully it's going to give you some insights you need before you PCS to Hawaii. And make sure you check out our video on why people are actually leaving Hawaii, so you know what you're getting into before you up and bring your whole family here. Hi, my name is Chris. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Home Sweet Home Hawaii. Whether your move is in 9 days or 90 days, feel free to give us a call or shoot us a text or send us an email. Our contact info is below. Here at Home Sweet Home Hawaii, we're here to make your move as smooth and stress-free as possible. Aloha. So a quick 30,000 foot overview for you. Now in Hawaii, there are at least 11 recognized military bases, and most of those are located on the island of Oahu. The main bases are Schofield Barracks, Joint Base Pearl Harbor, which includes Hickam Air Force Base and the Naval Station in Pearl Harbor. They merged in 2010. Then there's Camp Smith, Bellows Air Force Base, Wheeler Army Airfield, Fort Shafter, Tripler Army Medical Center, and you have the Marine Corps Base, Hawaii, which is on the windward side of the island. So the question is Oahu a good move for you? You may feel you have no idea what you're getting yourself into, and that's why we put this video together to hopefully help you on whether you should PCS here or not. Now, making a move to an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean isn't exactly a walk in the park, or should we say a walk on the beach. From dealing with pet quarantines to meeting strict vehicle registration requirements, you'll have to handle a bunch of rules and regulations that could be a real headache if you don't know about these things ahead of time. So pay attention, because we're going to give you a blunt warning about what a move to Hawaii really entails. So if you decide to make this move, you're going to be prepared. So first on the list, the first major point to mention is the cost of paradise. The very high cost of living here is a harsh reality. A study by the National Tax Foundation found that for every $100 in Hawaii is only worth about $87 in real value, which means you're getting quite a less bang for your buck. Just to compare to $100 in the state of Mississippi, for example, which is worth about $115 or 15% more. And get this, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development considers a family of 4 in Hawaii making less than $93,000 a year as low income. Hawaii's cost of living index sits at a hefty 184. Now, just in a sentence, the cost of living index measures the average cost of living against the national average, which is a score of 100. So this includes the prices of housing, transportation, food, healthcare, goods and services, and other stuff. So you should know Hawaii has the highest cost of living index in the whole country, close to double the national average. This is exactly why not only do you receive a basic housing allowance, but COLA as well. So point number 2 on the list is be prepared to downsize. Okay, so we're gonna talk about housing next. The first thing I wanna mention is this. If you're dreaming of living the Hawaiian lifestyle, get ready to downsize. Unlike the mainland, where big houses are common, space is a luxury in Hawaii. According to the 2022 American Housing Survey, Hawaii has the smallest average house size at just 1,164 square feet. But don't let that fool you, the prices here are anything but cheap. The average cost of a single-family home on Oahu is $1,050,000. So they're smaller, but more expensive. And here, having a big house doesn't mean more comfort. In fact, smaller homes simplify your life by making you get rid of all the extra stuff we tend to accumulate over the years. And in paradise here, less is more. The best solution? Downsize before you move. Choose wisely what to bring and what to leave behind. That huge sofa or massive inherited wardrobe might not fit into your new home. Learn to live with just the essentials and enjoy the benefits. Less cleaning, more free time, and a lifestyle focused more on experiences. Point number 3 I'd like to talk about is real estate. Now, let's talk about one of the most important points. Where are you going to live on Oahu? Finding a roof over your head in these remote islands can be a real challenge for military personnel. It's no secret that we're dealing with one of the most expensive real estate markets in the United States. So you have 3 options. You can rent, you can buy a home or investment property, or simply live on base. And not all of these options are going to be perfect for you. Each has its own pros and cons. So let's start with living on base. For many, the convenience of military housing on base is really tempting. It's got everything you need within reach. You have schools, clinics, commissaries, gyms, and more. Plus your BAH, basic allowance for housing, covers 100% of the cost. No worrying about sky-high rents, right? But don't get too excited just yet, because lots of military families have complained about base housing being almost unlivable, especially in certain areas. Sometimes there are roach problems, there are mold issues, there's broken stuff. It can be a total mess that's made their time here in Hawaii a lot less enjoyable. Now, here's something you really need to know, that even if the cost of rent for the base housing is less than your stipend, Uncle Sam takes all of it. So you don't get a prorated portion back. So maybe you'd rather check out local neighborhoods and rent off base. Your BAH can help cover the crazy high rents in Hawaii. But here's the thing, right? You'll basically be paying someone else's mortgage every single month. You won't be building any equity, and you'll really feel that when you PCS 3 years later, is renting really worth it? And there are times when it is, and you need to know when that is and when buying is better. The difference can be very significant. Another tough thing about renting, if you have pets, I've got to forewarn you, it's very difficult to find rentals that allow pets. It's just the way that it is. When a pet-friendly rental comes on the market, there will likely be anywhere from 5 to 25 applicants for one property. So you may be better off sticking with base housing if you've got fur babies. But why use up all your BAH paying Uncle Sam to be your landlord? This is why so many military families decide to buy. They use their BAH to create wealth in real estate. There are reasons for this, including appreciation, which I'll discuss in a sec. Okay, so here it is. This is the rule of thumb that has been quite reliable. If you're planning to stick around Oahu for 3 years or more, usually buying a home is the smartest move. Sure, the prices might seem really scary at first, but compared to the other options, this is normally going to give you a better financial outcome. So let's do some math. We'll do a scenario of a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house that rents for $4,000 per month. Now, yes, some homes can rent for $3,000, $3,500 a month. Some single-family homes can be $5,000, $6,000 in Kailua, for example. So going back to the scenario of a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, for example, $4,000 per month in rent is $48,000 a year cash, and over 3 years, that's a whopping $144,000. Then you PCS somewhere, and that money is pure cash that's now just gone, and either into someone else's pocket or it's been handed back to Uncle Sam by renting on base. On the other hand, you could have had all 3 years of equity built from owning your home plus appreciation. When you add the numbers up, you'll leave the island with a higher net worth. At that point, you can sell or hold and rent it out. And with a high demand for properties, selling or renting out your place when you leave, that's going to be a breeze. A lot of folks choose to hold on to their property, though, as a long-term investment because the appreciation rate is so good, even though the cash flow may not be great depending on the situation. And on average, over the past 40 years, Hawaii properties have increased 4% every year, year over year, and that's the average. In some areas, though, we see much larger increases, as high as 17 to 18% a year in some neighborhoods in the past couple of years. This is why so many military folks choose to buy in Hawaii, and this is even more so the case with those who have retirement in mind. So point number 4 is using the VA loan benefit. Being in the military certainly has its perks, and the VA loan benefit is a big one. This benefit allows you and your family to buy a home without any down payment. And this benefit also applies to a surviving spouse. Now it gets better. Even your closing costs can be tied into the mortgage, like your taxes and title fees. So literally, it's no money out of pocket to buy your home, with the exception of the cost of a home inspection. Generally, the seller pays for your termite inspection and survey. Also, there's no PMI to pay, and that's private mortgage insurance. And that's a requirement for civilians for anybody that buys a home with less than 20% down payment. So you can buy a home in Hawaii for less than $1,000. So check this out. The standard VA loan limit in 2024 is $766,550 for most US counties. And that actually increased from $726,000 in 2023. But that's not the case in Hawaii. In Hawaii, the 2024 conforming loan limit is just shy of $1,150,000. That's actually $1,149,825 to be exact. But get this, there is no limit for VA buyers with full entitlement. And a recent example of this was a husband and a wife who are both military. They're both using their VA benefit and just went under contract for a $2.3 million home with zero money down. So what's the catch? The catch is it has to be your primary residence and you have to live in the house for at least 1 year after buying it. Of course, unexpected transfer orders don't count. And also, you need to meet the debt to income ratio requirements and your credit score needs to be above 620. And another great part, sometimes you can even lock in a lower than average interest rate on your mortgage with special programs for the veterans. So what do you think about all this so far? If you have any questions on this, let us know in the comments below. All right, let's keep moving. Point number 5 is getting pets to the island. Moving usually means bringing all your loved ones along, right? And if you're thinking of bringing some furry family members with you, get ready for some extra steps. It's just how it is. Hawaii is the only state in the US that's free of rabies, and it's very important to keep it that way for public health, tourism, and the environment here. That's why all dogs, cats, and other carnivorous animals must follow Hawaii's animal quarantine law when they arrive. Some may qualify for a quick 5-day program, but others might face a longer 120-day quarantine. It's pretty straightforward. If rabies get into the islands, it would be a big deal. The expensive programs to control it would hit residents' pockets super hard, and living here is already pricey enough without adding another problem. Right now, local pets don't even need rabies vaccinations because we're rabies free. Now, the cool thing is the government will cover these costs for military families up to $1,000 for whatever quarantine program your furry buddy goes into. It's a nice little perk for sure. And seriously, don't even think about trying to skirt this law. Bringing in an illegal animal could land you in jail for up to 3 years and cost you up to $500,000 in fines. Also, keep in mind the size of your pet can impact housing options. Finding a rental that accepts big dogs in Hawaii is super tough. There are usually rules about breeds and sizes, and if you're able to find a place that accepts pets, they'll definitely require an extra deposit. So number 6 on the list is shipping and registering your vehicle. The government will cover the cost of the first vehicle and all the rest are on you. That is, unless you and your spouse are both military and have different transfer dates, and in that case, the government will cover the cost of 2 vehicles. But outside of that exception, you have to first decide if it's worth paying for the expense of shipping of a second or third car from the mainland. It can cost around $2,500 on average, usually about $1,500 to $2,000 from the West Coast ports, and $3,500 on the higher end if you're shipping from the East Coast. So for many, it might be cheaper to just buy a car on the island. That said, you can't avoid the hassle of getting a mandatory inspection and registering your vehicle in Hawaii. You've got 30 days from your arrival to get your island plates. And the good news is, as an active military member, you don't have to pay vehicle registration fees on the first vehicle. And for that exemption, you just need to show a non-resident certificate from the Hawaii DMV or your unit's CSL 50 form. For now, shipping could be the best choice since prices for cars on the island can jump by 20 to 30% in some instances, right? So look at the cost of the vehicle you'd want to buy on island before making this decision. Okay, point number 7 is the schools. Another big priority for military families moving to Hawaii is making sure their kids get a good education. And unlike some other places, There aren't any Department of Defense DoD run schools on base. All the public schools in Hawaii, even though they're on military bases, are managed by the state's Department of Education. So your kids will be going to public schools. Or of course, we have plenty of private schools. The best way to research information on our schools is by checking out two websites, niche.com and greatschools.org. And these are excellent sites to research the different schools, ratings, and programs. Okay, the number 8 point is military shopping, the Commissary and exchange. So what about shopping? Well, there are a number of exchanges with the NEX, which is the Navy Exchange Mall, being the most significant one. And there are 4 commissaries: Hickam, Pearl Harbor, Schofield, and you'll also have one on the Marine Corps base on the Kaneohe Bay, which is on the windward side. These military shopping centers have like everything you need, from groceries and household items to clothing, electronics, furniture, and more. And of course, you don't have to pay taxes at the commissaries, so that's an added plus. You may still want to compare the exchanges and commissary prices though to places like Walmart or Sam's Club or Costco, as they sometimes have better deals. And while prices on produce and meats may seem pretty good, the quality of the products might not always be the best. And Costco and Sam's Club, almost everyone on Oahu has a membership with one of those. And Costco can save you quite a bit on fuel as well, as the cost of gas stations on base is higher. Point number 9 is the realities of life on a remote island. And yes, Hawaii might be famous for its beautiful beaches, but due to the isolation, it is pretty common for a store to run out of a basic item while they're just waiting on a shipment, and you might have to get it from another store. And on a remote island, some people find themselves feeling what we call island fever. If you're someone who loves spontaneous road trips that last for hours, island life might not be good for you, And a good solution to this is to jump over to a neighboring island or plan a trip here or there and maybe pick up a hobby or two. Go surfing, get involved in the community. There is plenty to do here. And when it comes to the laid-back lifestyle though, forget about rushing and stress. It's all about the aloha way. People are on aloha time and embrace life with the aloha spirit, which is all about taking things easy, respecting the culture, and enjoying the moment. But for some people, this can actually be more stressful than relaxing if you have the type of personality that need things yesterday. Point number 10, along with the realities of living on a remote island, you may think there's not a whole lot to do. If you're really into museums, ballets, theater performances, there's not a whole lot out there, but there is a ton of cultural events, festivals, and of course an endless amount of outdoor activities like water sports, hiking, scuba diving, horseback riding, pretty much any sport that you can do outdoors, except what requires snow or ice. But if you're missing the ice, you'll have to head over to our ice skating rink to scratch that itch. So our last point, point number 11, and this is the last point, but perhaps it should be the first. It's super important to respect and embrace the culture of Hawaii. And that's really how you're going to get the most out of living on the island. Respect the people of Hawaii and the land and our limited resources, and locals truly appreciate that, and it really brings a mutual respect. This may be one of the reasons that many military ultimately decide to retire in Hawaii. It's quite a special place, and there's plenty of aloha for everyone. The island has so much to offer. Share your thoughts and questions with us in the comments section below. What do you think about everything we've covered? Whether you end up falling in love with the islands or the experience doesn't meet up to your expectations, you'll have gained a new perspective on life and a bunch of stories to tell. So if you need help in transitioning, we're here for you. If you've got questions on anything we didn't cover, or if you're interested in learning more about the real estate market in Oahu or any of our other islands in Hawaii, always feel free to reach out to us. You can give us a call, send us an email, or shoot us a text. My contact info is below. We're happy to help assist in this competitive market, buying your dream home or real estate investments. Our goal is to make your process as smooth and stress-free as possible. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video to be helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, tap the like button for us, and tap the notification bell. That way you can be first to know when we publish a new video and keep you informed in the Hawaii real estate market. Mahalo, and until next time, aloha.